Mobile learning is a key change in the way that we deliver learning these days. Up to the last few years, often learning was all conducted at a desktop computer, and you would go and sit in a computer suite or at a desk and you would take the learning online. And even if you were at home doing learning at home, it would all be done at a desktop computer or possibly a laptop, and you'd be sat, formally taking the learning in that manner. Now, this certainly hasn't gone away. We haven't hit the era yet where desktops and laptops have completely died out, but certainly a lot of students in particular these days are much more used to using mobile devices in their day-to-day lives. Large numbers of students have iPads or other tablets, and a growing number actually have their own smartphones as well as devices owned by parents or guardians. What this means is that as a school you have to be ready for this change, so you need to look at ways that you can engage the students that are more used to using mobile devices rather than insisting they adhere to the desktop traditions of the days gone past. Now, the best way of doing this is to follow the method used by any company that's trying to engage in the mobile sphere. So there's a few different ways you can do this. The most common one is to use actual mobile apps. So these are native applications that can be installed out of the stores connected to smartphones, just like any other game that you might play or social network you might download. And for example, we have applications that can integrate with Moodle itself, so you can actually get to your learning content as a student. And for parents, we have an application that integrates with the parental data side of Moodle, allowing them to pull information about their student and get data about how their student's doing. Now, the nice thing with this is something people are used to. So as soon as you advertise, we have an application on the store, you don't need to give much more context and much more information. These sorts of digital natives will immediately understand what that means and jump straight on and be able to download it. Now, the other aspect you can look at is how engaging your content is on mobile. So when people develop content for a desktop, you're often dealing with a fairly large screen resolution, often widescreen, particularly with laptops these days. And as is quite common, when you're designing content, you'll design content for the screen you're using. It's one of the most common things to do in web design. And you'll test it on your own screen, you might check a couple of colleagues' monitors, but generally you'll be looking for the application to work in a way that you're familiar with working. Now, if I'm a student and I mostly use my mobile phone to access the content, this might not work so well. And what you need to start adding to your development cycles is the ability to test content on a variety of devices, including tablets and mobile phones. Now, in particular with a mobile phone, your screen size is very, very small. And so traditional content that might include some large images or a large PDF may not work so well on mobiles, and it may actually give a very bad learning experience. Equally, when you're using a mobile, although some do come with some capability, it's actually very difficult to edit Office Suite documents on a mobile phone. So the traditional method of perhaps presenting a Word document and saying download this, fill it in at home on your computer and upload it again to the VLE doesn't work so well when you're using a mobile phone, as most mobile phones struggle to actually make edits to large documents within the phone device. Some don't even have the capability to open that sort of document, and even those that do, it isn't exactly an ideal editing interface for that sort of thing. What this encourages you is to think in different ways about how you deliver content. So any content that can be made using HTML, so using the activities that are actually within Moodle, is going to be a lot easier to render on a mobile phone or tablet. Equally, when dealing with things like images, you want to be looking at heights and widths, and maybe using percentile measurements rather than absolute pixels so that they adjust depending on the size of the student's screen. The other things to look at is the length of content. A lot of times on mobile phones, people might have a few minutes or be sat on a train or in a car for half an hour. And if your content is very long and laborious and takes hours to go through, people will struggle to engage with it. If you make it small and bite-sized and easy to zip in and out of, it's a lot easier for a student to come on when they have a few minutes, maybe on their phone, maybe look at a lunch break, do a piece of learning or look up a piece of content, and then exit again and come back to where they left off later. And so I think a lot of the time, the trick for educators designing content is to look at a mobile-first approach. So before really looking at how it works on desktop and how you're going to use it on desktop, look at how it works and how you're going to use it on a mobile phone first. Also make sure you include tablets, as these have slightly different capabilities, but it's key to make sure that you're thinking about these solutions every time you're designing content. Only once you're satisfied that the mobile experience is good, you then be making sure that the desktop experience is good as well. I think if you change your focus in this way, this can ensure that those students who are mobile native and are used to using smartphones and tablets are much more likely to engage with your content and actually have a better learning experience as a result.